Hi, welcome to Regan's Rants and Raves. My name is Ellie. I'm your hostess with the mostest, and today we'll be talking, bitching about, ranting about, eating ass about 2019 Zombieland 2. Double tap.
I don't think we're going to be doing like half of that. At least one of those things we won't be doing.
Ass stuff?
Probably the ass. I was thinking the ass stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to be really surprised if we can do ass stuff about a movie.
You never know.
I kind of know a lot.
So, Alec, how was your week?
My week?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was all right. You know, we recorded last Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
It's probably another one of those situations where it got really late on Friday and we decided to go on Saturday.
Yeah, that's been happening recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about going to see that late showing of Double Tap.
Yeah.
Later that night. And,
Guess what didn't happen?
Yeah, we didn't do that.
No. Guess who
got
got too tired? I'm not going to pay for a movie that I might actually fall asleep in.
Yeah. And that's fair, especially if we're going to do like a review about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
I kind of want to be at least clear-headed enough.
Yeah.
Because even at the time that we saw it, I wasn't clear-headed enough.
Yeah, that was a long day.
It was a very long day.
Yeah, so we talked about going the day after, and then that didn't work out because I had work, and then...
Everything is shit.
Yeah, then we finally went on Tuesday, so like 4 days after we recorded, after we said we were going to go.
Yeah.
And I, for one, really enjoyed this movie.
I also really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah. This may be a hot take. I haven't really seen many, like, opinions about this movie yet.
No.
But I enjoyed...
Which is odd.
Yeah. I enjoyed this movie more than its predecessor.
I don't know necessarily if I agree with you, because I'm pretty sure they're on kind of the same level for me. I don't think I enjoy it more.
Well, remember, the big problem that I had with the first movie was its pacing and structuring.
Yeah.
And a lot of that boiled down to, well, it was originally planned as a TV show, so they kind of just pushed all the big stuff together. Mm-hmm. And this one, that problem is basically entirely gone. Because they had the foresight to realize, well, the TV show didn't work out. We can kind of plan this as a movie. We can structure this as a 2-hour story.
Yes.
Yeah.
With all of its fourth wall breaking and who's-ins and whatnots and jokes about Bill Murray.
So this movie came out 10 years after its predecessor.
Yes.
And
that was the whole fucking point.
Yeah. I don't think that was the point.
I don't know.
But
I mean, kind of. I bet, hey, that's a 10-year anniversary. This might be our moment to release this movie.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like releasing sequels like so long after their predecessors is always a kind of a risky move.
I feel like having it be its 10-year anniversary would be a good marketing chip, though.
Yeah.
People feeling that nostalgia.
Well, the biggest marketing
for the
thing...
early 2000s, which is just baffling to me that now that's a thing that people celebrate, the early 2000s.
The biggest marketing thing that they jumped on was where all the actors were now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we talked about it at length in the previous episode. Mm-hmm. Every single actor, or the main cast, the main four, are Academy Award nominees, or in the case of Emma Stone, I think, for La La Land Academy Award winners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
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 I mean...
I wonder what their, pay increases were.
Oh, I would assume fucking a lot.
Just starting with that cast, everyone was fantastic. Even the side characters were fantastic. There were a lot more side characters in this movie than
they could afford more.
Yeah. I mean, they could afford plenty in the first movie.
I know. I'm just fucking with you, Alex.
First movie had a $22 million budget.
They paid for more zombies then. Now they're paying for more people.
Probably. Main cast, we all know, is gonna be fantastic. They had no problem slipping back into those roles 10 years later.
Yeah.
It all seemed very natural. And all of them have... Well, some of them have... We're going to get into the arcs now. They all have very kind of compelling character arcs where they kind of should be naturally 10 years after the first story.
Yeah.
Tallahassee is developed into a father figure for Little Rock, or at least in his own eyes, he thinks is a father figure.
And Little Rock's story, at least in my opinion, got way more interesting because a child living in captivity.
Captivity.
I mean, what else are you supposed to call that?
Survivorship? I don't know.
I would not call it captivity.
She wasn't being held hostage.
No, but I mean, she was in confinement.
Yeah.
But not really at the exact same time.
Yeah, I mean...
Where her growth emotionally got stunted.
Yeah.
And she wanted more.
Yeah.
That's...
Little Rock's story is what pushes the
wider
whole
story.
Yeah. Because she and Wichita, that's her name.
I almost said Winnipeg.
Want to know why they call me Winnipeg, Columbus? They abandoned Tallahassee and Columbus after Columbus proposes to Wichita.
Because I have emotional baggage.
Yeah. I don't know. A proposal after 10 years seems fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a proposal, what does that even mean in Zombieland?
You're gonna, like, probably stick together for
Be
the rest
together
of your life?
forever. It's almost like in a promise ring, but, like, to, like, the max, because there's no, like, legal binding.
Like, you don't get tax breaks anymore.
No, like, that's a... Yeah, like, I don't... What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Are they gonna start having babies? What? They don't have doctors. What the fuck happens?
There might be, like, one doctor out there. There's a vet. They're all vets, actually. In any apocalypse, there's no actual, like, human doctors anymore. They're all vets.
God damn it.
It's only the vets left.
Because why did my brain go there? I was sitting there in the middle watching that movie as, well, me being an engaged lady watching that movie and be like, what does that mean for them?
Yeah.
Like, and then it's the commitment forever kind of situation, but also...
Yeah.
There is no other... Like, what would you do? Just get married in the middle of the White House, surrounded by, like, just the two of them? And then my entire brain just kind of, like, cycled through, like, what their zombie marriage would look like. I don't know.
Yeah.
my brain went through a weird hole at that moment in time during the middle of the movie. You're welcome.
I mean, it's something to think about, I guess. Like, it's not really important, but...
It's not important at all. And then I'm like... And then
I
I thought about... What happens if they have a kid? Because they were talking, like, you know...
Who gets custody?
Like, how does that happen? Do they just kill each other? Kill one or the other? At that point, it's like the zombie apocalypse. There's no laws anymore.
Columbus would be a terrible father.
But, like, what happens if it needs a doctor? And you're too fucking, you know, hermit-fied by that point because you're so afraid to go outside and meet anybody. It's just a lot. It's a lot to think about. No, that's where my brain went.
Thank you for that tangent. Very thought-provoking. Leave your thoughts about all that in the comments. So
where are the doctors? Just panicking.
So Wichita and Little Rock have abandoned. They've gone on their own. And then they pick up another guy along the way, Berkeley, who is Little Rock's age, which was a big thing for Little Rock's story, where she wanted to go out and meet people her age. She wanted to go out and find her other half.
Where do people's are?
Thank you.
I can't keep going with that song. But
yeah, and then Little Rock and Berkeley, this new guy, leave Wichita behind, and then Wichita has to enlist the help of Tallahassee and Columbus to find her sister, and that's where the meat of the story begins, is just going on this adventure.
I wonder if they'd been to that mall multiple times and that girl had just been still hiding.
Yeah, in the freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about those side characters now.
Let's talk about the freezer girl.
So, yeah. Madison.
Who looked like she was stuck in the early 2000s. And I liked that attention to detail because that is what girls wore.
Yeah, the kind of like...
It was... Okay, so it was a Juicy Couture jumpsuit, and everybody fucking knows that is like a early 2000s staple.
Yeah.
And she looked like... And she had Uggs on. She just walked right out of that era.
Yeah.
And that really stuck with me a little bit because nobody's fashion would have changed, obviously. There would have been no, like, progression there.
Yeah.
Because there's no, like, Vogue anymore because they're all, you know.
I mean, she's been living in a mall for 10 years.
Exactly. So, like...
Dawn of the Dead style.
Yeah.
As was pointed out by her.
Perfect.
Who kept doing her hair?
She did, I guess. Like, her hair was perfect.
Yeah.
Kind of. Well, yeah. Like, her hair was fine, and I don't know. And then they made the comment... Okay, so they made a comment about the electricity, which...
I thought that was really smart.
Yeah, because that was also a question that I had in my brain. I'm like, how do they turn on the whole White House?
Yeah, as long as it keeps raining,
because
the dam's power is forever.
Okay, so in the first movie, the you know, it had just started. The apocalypse kind of just started.
Yeah, like...
So, like, that made sense for it to be, okay, so, like, leftover things still on, things still kind of working, but kind of not. But this is 10 years later.
Yeah. So like, if you're like us, and probably a lot of our friends, where we talk about, like, the serious, like, survival aspects of, like, apocalyptic situations like this.
Yeah.
You talk about, you know, how the lights stay on.
How do you get electricity at that point?
Something that my uncle brought up a lot when the first movie came out was, where do they keep getting gas?
Exactly. Eventually it would have ran out.
Yeah.
You would think, right?
Yeah. Like, unless most people died. But gas also has a shelf life.
It does.
Yeah. Which
it has
is
an
also
expiration date.
Glossed over in this one. But I like the detail about the dams.
But then again, I don't know why I'm going to bring this up, but I was watching Up today. Because I just got Disney Plus.
Okay.
So I was watching Up. And I was sitting there in my brain, like, there's no fucking way a bunch of balloons... You know, like, a bunch of balloons would have carried this fucking house away.
Yeah.
Going through all of those horrible... You know, like, why the fuck would you do blah, 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 blah? And then I'm also thinking, this is a fucking Disney movie. You can't delve that deep into it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I mean,
and that's something I have to keep in mind with also this movie. It's a fucking comedy.
That's the thing with
and a horror movie.
Any movie, really.
You don't get that.
You don't want to be nitpicky. You don't want to be like, well, in real life, because when you start
this isn't fucking real life.
Exactly. If you're doing that, you're watching movies wrong.
Yeah. And so that's what I kind of had to keep reeling myself back in with. Yeah, no, of course this wouldn't fucking happen this way, but this is the way that their world is, and this is the way that the writers imagined this world to be, so we're just gonna be along for the ride. But the electricity nod was really nice.
It was a nice detail.
Because that not answered questions,
like,
but...
I have a question, like, don't the dams still need staff? But, whatever.
But it's fine. It's okay. But, like, how many people did survive? Those are all big questions.
Like, it was implied... Like, it wasn't even implied. It basically said in the first movie that they were way more than just those 4 main cast members.
Then there's also that.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't still... Especially the president be protected enough?
Well, I think the first shot in the first movie was the president's motorcade being attacked, remember?
Yeah.
Like that zombie jumping over the limo in front of the White House.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
but even still.
Yeah. And also, what if the president was one of the patient zeros who had mad cow burger? But...
Shut up.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, you think there'd be more protection of that area?
Yeah, or just any government officials at all.
Because...
There. It's a very secure building.
I feel like everybody would have just said, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When it got to this point, the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
And, again, I'm delving way too deep into it.
Well, no, but, like, you brought up, like, why are they the first in 10 years to go live in the White House?
Wouldn't that be the first fucking place you'd go?
If you lived in the D.C. area?
Yeah.
like
oh, hell yeah, am I going in there?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big question. Big question I need answers to. But then again, there's no reason for me to be asking all these questions. I bet even the fucking actors or the writers are just like, dude, it's just a fucking movie. Stop it.
Just as long as you're entertained, shut up.
And that's the whole fucking point.
Yeah.
Whose story arc was the weakest for you?
I thought... Thank you for bringing this up, because I was going to bring it up.
I know, you were already bitching anyways.
Yeah. I kind of thought that it's 2 characters, really. Wichita and Columbus kind of had the weakest story in this movie. Because their story is, like, pushed off by the next stage in their relationship. Mm-hmm. Marriage. Or whatever that would look like in Zombieland.
Yeah.
Columbus proposes to her, she gets freaked out, she leaves the next morning.
After fucking 10 years, and then you get pissed at him for fucking another girl. Excuse me, lady?
Yeah.
You left with a note?
A badly written note.
A badly written note? And he gets underneath somebody else?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. This is Zombieland. You're gonna die tomorrow. Like...
You either gotta fuck now or not fuck later.
Yeah.
So, like...
I like the rule in Babylon, no group sex.
Okay, well,
group sex. Yeah, but I kind of thought that their story in this movie could have used a little bit more work or some reworking, because the whole reason why the Madison character exists in this story is for two purposes. One, comedic relief, which isn't really necessary because all the characters are funny. But she was a standout, I would say, in that field.
Yeah.
She was really funny.
She was there to break up the norm of the four of them.
And that's the second big purpose, is that she challenges the relationships between the characters, specifically between Columbus and Wichita.
Yeah.
Wichita leaves. Columbus finds this girl who lives in a freezer. Girl has been alone for 10 years, decides to fuck Columbus instead of literally the manliest man on the planet in Tallahassee, because he's old. Poor Tallahassee.
He's not that old.
She called him old.
He's not that old.
I know he's not, but that's how she saw him.
I actually don't know how old he is.
Either you fuck me or I'm biting the bullet and fucking the old man.
I mean, I get it. Like, you've seen the first person in how many years?
Yeah, 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you gotta do something.
Yeah. So, and then, of course, that same day, Wichita comes back.
Because, of course.
Yeah, of course. We need a movie. And
we need something bad to happen.
Yeah.
That isn't zombies.
And Wichita is a very prideful character. Mm-hmm. So she admits later on that she went back to, one, get help to find her sister, and two, to kind of mend things with Columbus. But in that moment, she claims she just needs weapons and ammo to go find her sister. She in that moment, she says Columbus has nothing to do with it. But then she sees Madison asking
and then
Columbus.
Shit's on.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that challenge there for those characters about whether or not they should be together. Mm-hmm. Like that's the big thing, is if these two characters are supposed to be together in Zombieland.
Yeah.
And Columbus has always believed that, apparently. First pretty girl he meets in Zombieland, and immediately steals his shit in the first movie.
Yes.
But now they've spent so much time together. He even narrates at one point, there was no doubt in my mind that Wichita and I were meant to be together. But Wichita also comes to that same conclusion, but the journey for her to get there is, at least in my opinion, completely absent.
But also, it's a normal girl reaction.
I guess, like, if we're okay with just the basic, oh, another girl? Well, actually, we're meant to be together. So...
And it's a reaction that I've seen before. Mm. And it's a reaction that everybody's seen before. Mm. So it's not that uncommon and not that unheard of to have jealousy spark something.
Yeah. I guess, and, like, for most people, probably, that's fine.
It is an animalistic reaction. And she's an animalistic character.
Yeah.
Because she is a survivalist, survival first, survival of the fittest kind of girl. Mm-hmm. So, like, it was a perfectly normal reaction almost.
And
it might not be poetic.
Yeah.
It might not be, like a fucking...
And I don't need to be poetic, but, and for
it's not as gushy as, Titanic, and, like... But
I may be the only person who's seen this movie who has a problem with that.
It's normal. And it's kind of gross and weird, but it's normal.
It's just, I think that the potential was there for that challenge to be really explored. And the story's kind of lacking for it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, she admits at the end of the movie, Columbus, we're meant to be together. But...
And maybe it took her seeing all that to kind of grasp it, like, wow, I care a lot more about this dude than I actually realized. Mm-hmm. And it took that kind of push, maybe not, the best in your opinion, but it took that kind of push to see it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've seen it time and time again with, like, normal people.
Normal people.
Yeah. And these are definitely normal people in very outrageous circumstances.
Yeah.
And that is also something that I liked, is that they weren't, I don't know the right word to put it, or how to put it, but it wasn't, I don't know. They're just like, I've met people like these people, and that made it a little bit more, I was able to understand it more.
I can
at
get
least
that.
Wichita's, like, perspective on that.
Yeah, I can get that, and I can get that probably every other person who's seen this movie can also get that. But that was just the big thing that I walked away from.
Yeah.
From the movie was I just wanted to see more. I wanted to see.
I definitely wanted to see more, but I'm not mad about what I got.
That's fair. But that's probably my biggest problem with the movie is just I wish that those relationships would have been developed more. Otherwise, I do really adore this movie. As I said earlier, I adore this movie more than I like the first movie.
I did wish that... See, we're talking about character arcs, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Tallahassee got one.
It was kind of like one thing and then another thing. Like the basic character arc he got was accepting that Little Rock had grown up and doesn't need him. And like we get the beginning of that, we get the end of that, and in the middle he has a separate arc about like finding love again.
Yeah.
Like,
but it wasn't as story moving as
like the only
anybody else's storylines.
The only part of Tallahassee's story that was important to the overall story was his relationship to Little Rock.
Yeah.
And that was fine. It was kind of
father figure relationship.
Yeah. It's kind of bare minimum.
Yeah.
So that's another...
Which him as a character, I don't think it would be any other way.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be as deep and emotional
as
anybody else's in the movie.
And I can buy that. I can definitely buy that.
Yeah. I love him.
Yeah.
And I just wish I would have gotten a little bit more.
That's totally fair. But we...
Because he has a dead son, as we realized in the first one.
A very, very young dead son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, grasping on to this little girl, watching her
grow up for 10 years, yeah.
And then losing her in a different way than he lost the other one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Because it's kind of like the way that I've always heard step-parents say it. It's, I chose you.
Yeah.
The other, how, your mother got you, but I chose you.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the relationship with them. And I really wish they would have done more on that aspect.
It could have been...
It could have been a little bit more monumental than we got.
Yeah, then seeing she's okay and like, all right, I'm going to go off on my own now.
She's fucking this ugly guy, but it's fine.
Berkeley?
She lost her virginity, I guess.
She's dating a musician.
You want to talk about fucking Babylon, though?
Well, let's talk about the little side characters leading up to Babylon first. So we got Madison. We've talked a lot about her.
I don't really want to talk about Berkeley because I've dated that guy. I've dated that guy, and watching it.
How many times have you dated that guy?
Once. Twice.
Is that your final figure?
Yes, twice. I've dated that guy, that type of guy, and I have never rolled my eyes harder at myself than... Oh!
It's so hard seeing Little Rock like head over heels in love with this guy.
Oh my god. Because it's just... Because I've been there.
He's what douchebags did to the guitar.
It's exactly what oh my god, barefooted, peace and love kind of guys, which is fine, but...
Carries a big bag of weed everywhere.
Which, that's even better. But the guys I dated never had the drugs, so, like, what the fuck was I doing?
His guitar is hand-strung. Which is, reasonable since
it's a
Zombieland.
Song called Water.
My hair is so fine.
Just so douchey. And you think you're so much better than everybody else because you're such a peace and love kind of guy.
Yeah.
You're barefooted in the middle of a supermarket and you think it's poetic. That kind of fucking guy.
I just don't believe in money.
That kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I have never cringed so hard at the movie and at myself while watching that entire thing go down.
You felt personally attacked, personally victimized.
And it was well deserved. Honest to God, well deserved. I was wrong. Every other girl is also wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah. So Berkeley was kind of he was kind of a one-note character, kind of just douchebag with a guitar.
Oh my God.
And weed. Like, Madison at least had, like, 2 dimensions to her, I think.
In the early 2000s, they made a lot of guys like that. So, like, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So, like...
It's that weird attention to detail again.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we meet Nevada, played by one of the most perfect examples of a human on Earth.
Ow!
In Rosario Dawson.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was great.
She was...
I loved when they met her because it introduced us to perhaps the best joke in the entire movie. I almost murried you. I remember you and I looking at each other in theater, just like mouths agape, eyes wide, just like, holy fuck.
And how does word travel like that?
Maybe there was some dude looking in through the window, I don't know, of this windowless home theater that Murray had.
Well, somebody had to have found him.
Yeah. Oh, like, it's been 10 years. They probably run into a couple people and, just like, yeah, and Columbus thought Murray was a zombie and killed him. Oh, wow. And then he tells 2 friends, and then they tell 2 friends. Word spreads around Zombieland.
Like in the fucking 19th century. What?
Yeah.
Like, I'm assuming it would be like that because there's no, like, social media where they can't post and cancel a guy.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
There's just some guy, like, going around to every billboard, like Last Man on Earth.
Exactly.
Saying Murray was killed because somebody thought he was a zombie.
LOL, at me, at...
So Nevada is great. Like Tallahassee, she's about Tallahassee's age, and very wise and rough and tough. I think it was implied that she owned that hotel in, I forget the fucking name of the place.
Graceland,
yeah. I was going to say Dreamland, and I was like, that's not right.
You don't know where Elvis is?
It just escaped me.
Oh my
God. The name escaped me, Ellie. And they do...
It's okay, I still respect you, Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah.
They do a very good job of establishing how badass she is, because she immediately floors the most badass guy in our troupe.
Yeah.
In Tallahassee.
And that's how you dominate a man.
Yeah.
So, ladies, take notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dominate your man.
Which apparently he was into. So, good for him.
A lot of guys are. A lot of guys are. There's a whole thing for that.
Yeah.
Find your local dominatrix today.
So, Nevada kind of awakens something in Tallahassee. Tallahassee, earlier in the movie, when he's questioned by Little Rock about finding someone his own age to hook up with, he's saying, yeah, no, any love I've got left in me is going into Beast, his souped-up version of the president's limousine, which is already one of the most souped-up vehicles in the world, but...
Yeah. he picked the one. Like, he picked the right one.
Yeah.
But again, how do you find the keys for that?
So, Nevada kind of challenges that for Tallahassee.
Mm-hmm.
And it all works out for them.
Aw, so they live happily ever after.
Yeah. Nevada, at the end of the movie, saves their asses.
Yes.
Like, she's kind of the hero of the story.
Yeah.
And
also, everybody should learn, as a survival guide, to learn how to drive a monster truck.
Nevada was great.
Yeah.
And during their time with Nevada, we get a very interesting kind of break from the story, where the doppelgangers of Tallahassee and Columbus show up. Mm-hmm. Now, I was initially hesitant about seeing that in the trailers.
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to do with that? Like, how long are they going to be in the story? But I thought the potential was there for, like, these mirrored reflections of these characters to challenge the problems that these characters have and kind of maybe make themselves become better people.
And I think they did that to a certain extent.
Kind of, yeah. Like it was small changes, but the changes were there.
Yeah.
Like what was Luke Wilson's name? Albuquerque. And Thomas Middleditch was Flagstaff. They were both hilarious. But Albuquerque and Tallahassee are just as hard-headed. And Albuquerque also had a thing with Nevada at some point. There's this euphemism about the driveway.
So pretty much is that she gets gentlemen callers that come to the house and have sex with her, and then they leave.
Yeah.
And that's their exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems fair.
That's pretty much what that whole gag was.
Yeah.
I don't think this is about a driveway.
It's not. It's not about a driveway. And I think Tallahassee seeing that level of hard-headedness in someone else kind of helps him temper himself.
Yeah.
Later, especially with Nevada.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what Columbus learned from that scene.
That he could be loved better?
Probably, yeah.
I think that's what that is.
That was probably important because he definitely did learn that.
He's useful.
Flagstaff, yeah. Because Flagstaff and Albuquerque definitely had a very, very working partnership.
And they died though.
They did.
So which one works?
And how did they not see that they got they were watching from the window and then they just cut away? But anyway, that's just an excuse for a fun action sequence.
Which it was fun for me. I was on my... I also had to pee during this moment, but I was on the edge of my fucking seat, panicking.
Yeah.
During that entire scene.
Was...
So, evolution of zombies.
All right, so we're getting into this now.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the movie, Columbus' narration is saying, "It's been 10 years since you last watched us. Thank you for coming back. Good fourth wall break." And then he gives a quick breakdown about how the zombies have adapted in Zombieland.
As they would. Evolution is real.
That's not how evolution works. Anyway, so we've got the homers, who are just the mindless, don't even really pay attention to humans all that much, easily distracted, don't really have to worry about them. You get your Hawkings, who are smart and use tools and actually can figure out ways to get to their prey. And then ninjas, who never appear in the story.
No.
They dedicate a whole...
They're there the entire time and you don't notice.
I guess. But jokes aside, there wasn't a single ninja zombie outside of that one in the beginning. I don't know why they had to include that.
What more so bothers me is that you wouldn't think that zombies would upgrade themselves.
Dead things don't...
But are they actually really dead, though?
Okay, so
I don't think that they fucking are.
So we had
at
this
this
conversation.
Point.
So let's get into this.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as I mentioned in the last episode, I do not consider 28 Days Later or 28 Weeks Later to be zombie movies. Mm-hmm. Specifically because of the detail in the beginning of 28 Weeks where it says, "The infected starved to death." Zombies don't starve. Dead things don't starve.
Yeah. But everybody, as, vampires, everybody has their own interpretation of vampire, as we also got with fucking Twilight.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a good thing, but they did it anyways.
Yeah. And these are all fictional creatures, and yes, we all do have our own interpretations, and my interpretation is the Max Brooks interpretation. And I can waste 5 minutes going into details about that, or I'm going to waste 5 minutes going into details about that. So, the Max Brooks interpretation of the zombie, which was not what we saw in the film adaptation of his book, World War Z. They're walkers, they're dead, it's a virus, and they're not intelligent. They're...
But that's this one person's interpretation of a fucking zombie.
I know.
George Romero is the one who set, he's the one who's allowed to use that,
I mean, you could argue that the writer of I Am Legend was the one who set that precedent, who inspired George Romero. But there's a history to this.
I know that there is a history to this. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
but everybody gets their own interpretation of how they want to fucking do this.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they're actually fucking dead.
So go
Not
into that.
their interpretation of a fucking zombie, because it's a virus. And at that point, because they wouldn't. They wouldn't have done this evolution that they did if they were fucking dead. They would just be the exact same. So they can't.
Yeah. I think
So they can't be dead.
I think I can really agree with you there.
I think their human senses have shut off, and they turn into animals. And I think that's... and when you look at it, of course you're going to call it a zombie.
Yeah.
As, we've talked about in the last one.
Cannibalistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But every species, we adapt to our surroundings. We get better as the years go on. Eventually, we probably won't have pinkies because there is no use to them. Right? Right.
Yeah.
So the zombies got better with age. This is 10 years. They've been like this. Zombies, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But
I think I can definitely agree with you that they're not really dead, and in that respect, they're not really zombies, because we see a lot of transformations.
But when you look at them, of course you're going to call them a zombie.
Yeah. But
because this is what pop culture has told you. This is what a zombie looks like.
Yeah.
So.
But we see a lot of transformations in this movie, and in those transformations, they don't die.
No.
They just go from humans to...
not.
Yeah. So I think I would agree with you there. Like, I think it was kind of interesting that as the characters have also gotten stronger over 10 years, so have their enemies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which made it... made the last scene a lot more fucking, brutal, because they don't know how to get rid of these things, and they had to come up with their own Scooby-Doo...
Yeah. Monster truck solution.
Yeah, they had to come up with their own different ways, and they took away their guns, and...
Yeah, that was a really interesting and natural way of...
which was dumb.
Really challenging the characters. It was dumb.
It made me feel like hippies are dumb. That entire thing...
they're hippies.
That entire thing... No, I love... Okay, so I love hippies, but also made me feel like they're dumb.
They want to change the world, but all they do is smell bad.
But if it's the fucking zombie apocalypse, I am throwing that fucking gun thing out of the goddamn window.
Yeah.
Throwing it out the fucking window.
We only have 2 rules: no guns and no group sex.
I am also going to do the group sex thing.
Yeah, it was a really dumb rule.
I really want to talk about Babylon.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Babylon. We talked about the...
It's a zombie fucking apocalypse. Yeah. You gotta lose the whole no guns thing. Peace and love, guys. Peace and love. They're just creatures.
Yeah.
No, you stupid fuck. That is not what this is. Okay, so...
Your guards and high walls don't do anything when the enemy breaks through the walls.
Exactly! And especially light off fucking fireworks knowing these things go to fucking...
Right? That was the biggest, dumbest thing for me.
What the fuck?
Was but Wichita and Little Rock made the same dumb mistake in the first movie, so maybe everyone's just fucking,
No, but the thing is, that was new then.
I think they should have known.
I don't know. I feel like in the first movie, that was a little bit newer. This was a newer territory that they were going through, and I think, they learned.
Yeah.
But fireworks? Come on, man.
Yeah.
You think that's not gonna fucking, signal off,
So,
what?
And it wasn't the regular brand of zombies that they attracted either. We covered the 3 introduced in the beginning, but briefly mention there's a new breed of zombie that developed in the Midwest plains, which they've taken to calling the T-800, which is fair.
That's funny.
Double tap doesn't work.
I like it.
On them. Yeah. They are basically unstoppable. You need a lot of bullets, and you need to completely destroy their skulls and brains inside to stop them. And that's the horde that's coming to Babylon.
Yeah, that's with a lot of movies I've seen. You got to cut off its head.
Yeah.
Or else it's not actually going to die.
Yeah.
Kind of situation.
But it took Tallahassee completely stomping the brain out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what's coming for Babylon, this unarmed society of teenagers.
God. Just stupid. Just fucking stupid people. The hippies will die first in the zombie apocalypse, and that's what this movie taught me. And it made me feel bad.
So I think it would have been more interesting if they had actually talked about more of the policies in Babylon, because it's a very hippy dippy, we just sing they literally sing Kumbaya.
They did it. They did that.
But it's been explored in other post-apocalypse media about communities that pop up in the wastes and the rules to keeping the peace there. Like, if they had talked about, like, yeah, we had these two guys kill each other once over some chick, so we just don't let people have guns inside, that might be one thing. If they had not melted the guns, all the guns, that might be one thing. If they had them stockpiled somewhere for emergencies.
Smarter. Yeah, like, don't have them on you, but if shit were to hit said fan,
but
you're able to access.
But Babylon is not supposed to be a realistic depiction.
No.
It exists solely to challenge these characters.
But I do know people who are like that. And you're gonna die, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna die.
Like the whole we melt guns down into peace medallions thing exists only to give the characters a new physical challenge. They can't shoot their way out of this. They need to be creative.
It's almost nauseating to see it. Just like, dear God. Because I knew, okay, as soon as they started doing that, I knew, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. I know where this is going.
I know, I didn't know it was going there, but I knew it was gonna be something bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, good. And they had to get really fucking creative.
Yeah.
Had to get really creative. Who lights off fireworks? That just still baffles the shit out of me.
Like, do they do that every night?
Is it just... Yeah, like... What?
Where do they keep finding the fireworks?
Exactly.
Do they just take the gunpowder out of the ammunition?
Where are the cars? Couldn't they have all driven away? Did they not have cars, at least, to, like, leave?
I don't know. Now, let's talk about, to wrap this up, the final mid-credit scene.
Oh, so you want to skip the entire ending of how they saved the day without any guns and were able to kill everybody, and Tallahassee was finally happy, just to get to the fact that Bill Murray was at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Unless you want to talk about all that.
No, I don't. I really did want to also talk about Bill Murray.
All right, yeah. Because we're hitting the hour mark, and
I'm really glad that it took me this many years to realize he voiced Garfield.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know.
God.
Because I was really young whenever I fucking saw that movie for the first time, and it really wasn't paying attention to it. Sorry.
So we've been talking about Garfield at this length for a while because in this final post-credits bumper, Bill Murray is doing a press tour for a fictional third live-action Garfield movie.
Yeah. And it was perfect. Al Roker was there.
Al Roker was there.
Aw.
He was the first zombie. Probably not the first zombie, but...
It was the first one to turn.
Yeah.
Yvonne.
Al Roker was patient zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. And...
It gave us a fantastic little... Like, so Columbus came out and narrated, and I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, so, yes, I did kill... I don't remember even what the fuck he said, but...
I think it was something like, hey, a lot of you probably came just for Bill Murray, even though he died. Well, here's Bill Murray, even though he died.
it's essentially what it was. It's not at all what he said, like, but it's essentially what it was.
The scene does nothing else for the movie. It's literally just like
it's
5 minutes
just to
of
see Bill
fan
Murray
service.
in the movie, and it was. I think it was really perfect.
It was.
He got to hit people with chairs. He got to get really creative, killing things.
Bill Murray killed a lot of zombies,
and it was great.
Minutes. Yeah,
it was perfect,
including Al Roker.
Yes, yes, and it was great.
Yeah. Of all like the Today Show casts that could turn into zombies, I would feel the worst about killing Al Roker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts on...
I highly recommend to go see it, but I'm pretty sure it's going out of the theaters now, so...
I mean, like, it's been in theaters for, like, a month now, solid month, I think. It's made its money back. It's about as successful as the first movie, even though it had double the budget. Mm-hmm. But it's still in the black, so...
Yeah.
You know, the producers... The room is there for another sequel. The story is definitely there. Maybe show us a fucking ninja zombie.
I don't think that they'll do this again.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they would, unless it'd be like 10 years, later.
That's what I want. Like, I want a fucking, like, 70-year-old... He's not even 60 now, but a 70-year-old Tallahassee.
A fucking
Yeah.
That'd be ridiculous, and now I want it to happen. Yeah. Like, wait 10 years and then do it again.
Yeah. No, show me Little Rock after her entire, like, adopted family has died. Like
no.
Yeah, no, do that.
No.
Yeah. Little Rock being the badass, the lone badass in Zombieland.
I don't even like Abigail Breslin that much. I don't want to see that.
No. That's fair. No, I'm gonna write the story treatment now.
No.
And I'm gonna go to.
I mostly want to see Emma Stone do stuff and
Columbia
like fucking
Pictures.
Woody Harrelson. That took me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see him do stuff.
I've never mentioned Jesse Eisenberg's name this entire time until now.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg.
All
There,
right.
we got it. That's a solid average. 3 times. No. So we need to get our Scream Peach rating.
Yeah. 6.
Okay.
7. 6.5.
Yeah.
7.
I can't remember what I gave the last one. I want to say I gave it a 6. I'm going to give this one a 7. A really strong 7.
I really liked it,
Yeah.
but it's not something I'll choose to watch again.
That's fair.
Unless I'm like real high or drunk. I'm like, you know what? Let's put on this one.
Like, it's the same thing with the first movie. Like, I think I've gotten everything I can out of just one viewing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a big rewatch movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, like, there's a lot of horror movies that are like that for me. Mm-hmm. I liked it the first go-around, but I don't really want to... I won't choose to watch it again. Like The Conjuring.
I only have so many 2 hours on this earth.
And I'm going to choose to spend them with Disney Plus this week. I paid money for that. I gotta get my money's worth.
I like The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda.
Bye-bye.
Yoda's my favorite character in Star Wars. So I'm just perfectly pleased.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of smell like ham.
I smell like him?
Yeah.
You can smell me from there?
A little bit.
Okay. I think we should sign off now. We're at the hour mark.
My name's Ellie, signing off.
And this is Alec for Peaches and Scream Entertainment.
And you're watching the Today Show.
If you guys have any thoughts on Zombieland, double tap. If you disagree with us, if you really disagree with us and want us to die.
Also, give us more movies that you'd like us to talk about.
Yes,
because
please.
that sounds fun.
Yeah, like there's a lot out in theaters right now that I think we could talk about, but we don't really have a lot of time. So give us like older releases that you want us to talk about.
It's not even that. If I'm being honest with you, it's money.
Yeah, that's a bit another thing. Yeah, we're poor.
I'm like, I have to be picky and choosy with what we pick to see. I really wanted to see 3 from Hell, but wasn't playing close enough to us.
It was a very
and
limited release.
I can't with Christmas coming. I have to buy it now.
Yes.
To see
So
it.
Christmas is coming. There's a lot of Christmas horror movies out there. If you guys want us to cover one of
Gremlins
those,
is my favorite.
We're probably gonna have to cover Gremlins.
You mean have to? I mean, we're gonna, bitch.
Okay, so look out for the Gremlins episode. And then you guys get to recommend one more that we get to cover. Those are the rules that I've just made up.
Not gonna.
It's not a horror movie.
It's not, but I don't want you to say it.
Die Hard.
Stop it.
Specifically Die Hard 2.
Bruce Willis said it wasn't a Christmas movie.
Well, Bruce Willis is just an actor.
I know. By the way, you're just actors. You're just actors.
Bruce Willis hasn't even acted in like 10 years.
You're just actors. Alex said so.
He's just gone.
All
on
you're
camera
good
and
at
been
is
Bruce
being
Willis.
an actor. Which is not true, as we got very much proven by Shia LaBeouf's Hot Ones. You can be an actor in so many different things.
So are we done now? Are we? Like we've been signing off for like 10 minutes now.
I kind of want you to keep all of this in here.
God damn it, Ellie.
Oh, it's fun.
Runtime is a big thing about attracting listeners.
You know what? If they don't want to listen, they don't have to listen.
No, everybody has to listen.
No.
They have to.
You don't have to do anything
It's
you don't
the
want to
law
do.
that I've just made up.
Alec also talks shit about actors, so if you're an actor, Alec is not your friend. Signing off.
Alec, also an actor.
I know, isn't that fun? That's what makes it even better.
Yeah.
You're shit talking about yourself.
Alrighty,
Alrighty, bye! Thank you for listening to a Peaches and Scream podcast. My name is Ellie, and please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe.